Part 24. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tien. Chapter 231. Su Wenyu and Han Yu had already discussed that the names of the three children should be written on the gengtai during the full moon banquet. It was Su Wenyu who named Dabeo. Although she didn't know whether Dabeo was the Dabeo from her previous life, she still chose the same name. The name is Han Xing. The second baby's name was given by Han Yu, and his name is Han Chen. The younger daughter's name was given by her grandmother, and her name is Han Siyu. Because of the guilt in her heart, the child that Su Wenyu paid most attention to was Brother Xing. When she wrote down the name of Brother Xing, Su Wenyu clearly saw that Brother Xing was smiling happily. His look was just like that of Brother Xing, who had been let down and abandoned by her all her life. They were exactly the same, she thought. Could it be that Brother Xing had come back just like her? Once this idea appeared, all Su Wenyu's energy was attracted to Brother Xing. She paid attention to Brother Xing's every move throughout the day, but ignored other things. At night, the wet nurse took the three children over, and Su Wenyu she didn't find any difference. It seemed that she was dazzled by the previous scene, or was she really overthinking it? Unable to figure out the reason, Su Wenyu turned her gaze to Han Yu and asked tentatively, "Ms. Xing, do you think our brother Xing is a little different? He seems to be more well-behaved than ordinary children. His younger brothers and sisters are making him cry. Don't follow me, just like a little adult." Han Yu raised his eyebrows. He had long noticed that his wife was absent-minded. She kept staring at Brother Xing. He didn't expect that she was studying this. She was so childish. Maybe she was a mother for the first time, so she always felt different when she saw her own children. It was novel. In his opinion, Brother Xing was no different from an ordinary baby. He was just a little more well-behaved. However, it was normal for a child to have different personalities, and it was worthy of being studied as a big deal by his wife. Brother Xing is an older brother, so naturally he has to be well-behaved and steady so that he can be a good example to his younger siblings in the future. That's not what she wanted to say. Su Wenyu wanted to say something else, but she didn't know how to express it. Besides, she couldn't tell Han Yu what happened in her previous life. After a few words of lip service, she finally stopped talking about Brother Xing. Looking back, she observed for herself that he was still her son no matter what. Putting aside the matter of Brother Xing, Su Wenyu remembered what Han Yu had told her about the bandits in the morning. He hadn't finished speaking yet. He had promised to tell her in the evening, so she started to ask more questions. "Ms. Sir, tell me what's going on with those bandits. Why do you say it's not that simple? Is there something fishy in it?" Su Wenyu forgot about what happened before and instead focused on this matter. Han Yu thought that his daughter-in-law didn't remember, so when he saw Su Wenyu's question, he didn't hide it and told the general story. Su Wenyu was not very shocked. The collusion between officials and bandits was not a big deal. It was not that chaotic at this time. When the chaos becomes complete in the future, more outrageous things would happen. However, she was a little scared. If Han Yu hadn't done it in advance, if you know the news and make arrangements in advance, you will be tricked by people with good intentions. You can imagine the consequences. Although Su Wenyu had felt that officialdom was complicated before, she had never felt that it was so thrilling and dark. She could just make some small stumbling blocks secretly, but actually want to kill people so cruelly and ruthlessly. This gave her a deeper understanding of officialdom. After all, that person didn't tell her many things back then. I thought it was just intrigue at most. Who knew those people would be so vicious? My husband, you have to be careful and don't be plotted by these villains. If it doesn't work, we can go back to Zhuangzi to farm. There is no need to go. Doing such a dangerous thing. After Su Wenyu said this, she felt that it was not very appropriate. Han Yu was full of ambitions and wanted to make great achievements. How could he be willing to live such an ordinary life with her? Care would lead to chaos. Han Yu felt his wife's thoughts and thought deeply. If it were another woman, she would not be willing to give up the good opportunity of glory and wealth. It can be seen that the wife is the one with a clear mind, and she is satisfied with her husband. Don't worry, I know it well. Your husband-in-law is not an ordinary person. How could you let them scheme against you? But this time I was able to find out the cause in time, thanks to someone helping me behind the scenes, Han Yu said with a flash of light in his eyes. Although he believed in his wife, he also wanted to find out what was going on, and what kind of position that person occupied in his wife's heart, and he was actually willing to help him, which made people a little confused about the intention. Only by knowing yourself and the enemy can you win every battle. Han Yu was never a passive person. No matter what, he had to figure things out. Su Wenyu was a little surprised when she heard this. She thought it was Han Yu's own people who discovered it. Who is helping someone? Could it be my father or brother's friends? Then I have to thank them very much. Han Yu didn't think Su Wenyu acted like he was informed, but he still put the information in front of Su Wenyu. Speaking of which, I didn't know who was helping behind the scenes at first. I also had some doubts about whether it was a trap deliberately set by the other party. I sent people to investigate for a long time, and with the clues later, I figured out who was helping. However, but very unexpected. Su Wenyu was surprised when she heard Han Yu's words. Since she was willing to help, why did the person behind the scenes still hide their identity, and the identity could surprise Han Yu? Don't you know that person? Or is he your enemy? Su Wenyu asked speculatively. No, he is just a stranger to me. That's why I felt strange, because I really couldn't find a reason why he wanted to help me. But on the day you gave birth, I met him in front of the Su mansion, Han Yu said while carefully observing Su Wenyu's reaction. Su Wenyu's heart skipped a beat when she heard Han Yu say that. She thought that it was Sikong Ling who sent her to the Su mansion that day. Could it be that the man was Sikong Ling? This is unlikely, right? Who is it? Su Wenyu's tone was a little anxious, eager to find out if that person was Sikong Ling. The young master of the Sikong family, Sikong Ling. Han Yu did not keep her in suspense and directly revealed the identity of the man. Su Wenyu was just guessing at first, and felt that it was a little unlikely, but Han Yu confirmed her guess, and she was more surprised than Han Yu. That person was really Sikong Ling. But what exactly did Sikong Ling want to do? He actually dared to appear in front of Han Yu so carelessly, and why did he help Han Yu? The more Su Wenyu thought about the reasons, the more complicated they became, and the more confused she became. Her head hurt from thinking about it, but no matter how she thought about it, Su Wenyu didn't think Sikong Ling had good intentions. She had to ask Han Yu to be wary of Sikong Ling. Maybe Sikong Ling had set a trap behind the scenes. That guy had the worst intentions, and who knew what he was up to? Don't really mistake a jackal for a good person. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 232. Su Wenyu doesn't mind speculating on Sikong Ling with the greatest malice, just because she knows Sikong Ling too well. He is sinister, cunning, and despicable. This is what she knew about Sikong Ling in her previous life. The only good thing is that Sikong Ling has pride in his bones, and she doesn't bother to do things, otherwise it will make her even more afraid. Why is he helping you? Do you really not know him? Or is there any conflict of interest between you and him? Su Wenyu knew that Sikong Ling was not such a kind person, so she asked this question, and she did not want Sikong Ling to interfere. This matter has something to do with her. No, in fact he stopped me in front of the Su mansion because I didn't take good care of you, and he didn't know from what standpoint he was questioning me. Is there any connection between your Su family and the Sikong family, so he's so confident? Han Yu was asking questions knowingly. He didn't know all about the relationship between the Su family, but he also knew about it. He had already found out that Si Kongling had nothing to do with the Su family, and deliberately used words to deceive Su Wenyu, because he really couldn't think of Su Wenyu and Si Kong. How did Ling know each other? It was absolutely impossible to have the same reaction during those two meetings. It wasn't that he insisted on getting to the bottom of it. It was just that such an unclear feeling made him very uneasy, especially Si Kongling. He had to admit that Si Kongling was very good and had the potential to attract women. How is it possible? Our Su family will not have anything to do with this kind of person. If he really had something to do with the Su family, he wouldn't have stopped you outside the Su mansion. You said he was questioning you about me? This person has such a brain. You must be sick. I was too worried about my eldest brother, so I got into his carriage, thinking that with Grandma Chen following me, he couldn't do anything to me. A pregnant woman. This person is simply incomprehensible. Su Wenyu became angry when she thought about it. She finally had the life she wanted in this life, but Si Kongling jumped in and intervened. What if Hanyu misunderstood it? No matter how big a belly a man has, it is impossible to be tolerant in this kind of thing. Hanyu's domineering temperament would not allow other men to covet her. That's not what I mean, but in the end he didn't do anything detrimental to us. On the contrary, he helped a lot with the bandits. Su Wenyu was not sure whether Hanyu was being sarcastic or really thanking Si Kongling, but this did not prevent her from expressing her attitude. Ms. Sir, Si Kongling is not a good person. You must not trust him. Even if he helps you, you have to be on guard. Do you still remember what happened at Lingyan Temple? That disciple is Si Kongling. He said maybe he is holding back some bad intentions in using this reason to approach you, but you must not be careless. Su Wenyu was really afraid that Si Kongling would play some trick on Hanyu. That person would always use any means to achieve his goals. God knows if he did this intentionally to let Hanyu relax his guard. Si Kongling probably didn't expect that she would tell the story about Lingyan Temple. After all, this kind of thing would be detrimental to her. It was a matter of bad reputation. How important is reputation to women in this era? Su Wenyu also believed that Hanyu would tell the matter. Speaking out, with Hanyu's shrewdness, it would be better to confess some things than to hide them, so as not to be exploited by Si Kongling behind her back. Besides, she has an open heart. If Hanyu can't even understand this, then it won't be interesting. How could Hanyu not remember what happened in Lingyan Temple? He didn't mention it just because he didn't want his wife to think too much. It would be strange not to care about a man like that who covets his wife. Su Wenyu's reaction surprised Hanyu. His wife had a deep prejudice against Si Kongling, otherwise she would not have described Si Kongling as such a dirty person. However, this was something he was happy to see, although he still did not find out what he was doing. When did they meet each other? It only shows that the wife is tight-lipped. Since I have a wife to remind you, I will naturally be careful to guard against him. However, since he has not revealed any bad intentions yet, we can only be on guard. After all, the Sikong family is powerful and we cannot compete with him. But don't worry, daughter-in-law, sooner or later I will avenge you. What? Su Wenyu heard Hanyu say this. Daughter-in-law, don't hide it. Although I don't know when you and Si Kongling met, it must have been before you married me. It's okay if you don't want to tell me, but I can see that you hate it, wife Si Kongling. I even have a lot of trouble with Si Kongling, so I naturally have to vent my anger on my wife. When Hanyu said this, Su Wenyu did not refute it, which was regarded as acquiescence. It was just a celebration in the previous life. Su Wenyu added silently, secretly praising Hanyu's observation skills in her heart. Fortunately, she did not reveal anything else, but she was Si Kongling really had nothing but disgust and distance. He had never had any love for this man in his previous life. They just used each other. Even if they had some feelings for each other after many years of getting along, after seeing this man's cruelty, I completely realized how I could have anything to do with him again in this life. Okay, I'm waiting for someone to vent my anger, Su Wenyu said following Han Yu's words. Since she has nothing to do with Si Kongling, there is no need to explain. Sometimes explanations are just cover ups. Seeing Su Wenyu's frank look, Han Yu's smile deepened. There will be a day. I didn't think it was the same when I was not married before, but it was different after getting married. When Su Wenyu was in confinement, all she wanted to do was return to her home in Silatown. Finally, at this time, she didn't want to delay a day, so she just packed her things. Holding the child and taking the two cousins, several carriages drove to Silatown in a mighty manner. And she looked at Su Wenyu's eagerness and complained that a daughter who is married off is like water spilled out. Why can't she wait even for a day? She also wanted to pack more things for her daughter to take back. She couldn't bear to leave her three lovely grandchildren. Su Henji looked at her with a smile. Mom, don't be sad. You don't know my little sister's temper. She has been detained for a long time these days. She can't wait to go back and relax. She can make her own decisions when she returns to Xinluo town. She is much more comfortable than in the Su mansion. Su Henji knows his sister who has grown up with him. And she felt even more inappropriate when she heard her eldest son say this. Why am I detaining her? Everyone has gone through the confinement like this. How can I let her temper run wild? Even if she goes back, she can't make trouble. Fortunately, I have told my son-in-law that he should watch over your sister. And she was like this, and she wanted to go back with Su Wenyu. Su Wenyu knew that her parents were reluctant to let her go, but how could a married daughter live at home permanently? This time, there was nothing she could do, and the two families were not far apart, so they could visit each other often. There was no need to be sad, and she happily returned to Xinluo town with her children and two cousins. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 233. Standing at the door of the Han family, Sulangzhen and Sulanfang were a little unbelievable. They heard that their cousin did not marry well. They were still thinking that it must be a rumor. The cousin is the second wife and the only legitimate daughter of the Su family. How could she not marry well? Standing here now, is this where my cousin lives? It's really a bit shabby. Su Wenyu naturally saw the expressions on Sulangzhen and Sulanfang's faces. After all, they were still young. Even though they were living under the hands of their aunt, they had not yet fully learned to hide their emotions. Two cousins, we're here. This is your cousin's home. It looks a bit simple, but it's more comfortable. Don't dislike it, but it's too late for you to dislike it now. You have to stay for a few days before going back. Su Wenyu stood there. At the door of her house, she said humorously that her place was a bit too shabby compared to the Su family, let alone compared to the Bayan Marquis mansion. Cousin, don't say that. I think this place is very good. We just didn't expect it at the moment. After all, the second uncle and second aunt love my cousin so much. They have no other intentions, Sulangzhen said, a little embarrassed, for fear that Su Wenyu would misunderstand. Don't be restrained. My parents love me, but this is my own intention. Besides, the conditions are not bad. I am very happy to share the joys and sorrows with my husband, Su Wenyu said with a smile, and Han Yu felt heartbroken as he listened. What can a husband ask for when he has such a wife? He vowed in his heart to make his wife live a good life and no longer be looked down upon by the relatives of the Su family. Sulangzhen and Sulanfang laughed after hearing this, not knowing what to say. After entering Han's house, I found that it was not as bad as I thought. At least it was simple and generous, and the food and clothing were not bad. It was actually more comfortable to live here than in Sue's house, and I started to really like it here. Cousin, what is this? I have never eaten it before. It tastes crispy on the outside and soft and sweet on the inside, Sulangzan asked with a smile after spending some time with Su Wenayu and knowing that Su Wenayu's personality had relaxed. Yes, there is also this one. It tastes refreshing and more delicious than green vegetables, Sulanfang agreed, taking a chopstick and putting it in his mouth, even putting aside the etiquette taught by his grandma. Went there with a relaxed and happy face, enjoying sharing the delicious food with the two cousins. These are grown from seeds introduced from Fan Bang. Naturally, Sulangzan and Sulanfang have never eaten them. Although the Su family also has some seeds and will send some to the Bayan Marquis mansion, the quantity is not large. How can these two concubines be able to? Su Wenayu patiently explained to them what they had eaten. These are potato pancakes. They are made of sweet potatoes and rice flour. The sweet potatoes are grown from seeds imported from foreign vassals. They are so big that they look like lumps on the outside. There are yellow and purple hearts. You can go back later. You can tell by looking at the kitchen. This is cauliflower. No wonder you haven't seen it before. They are all seeds from other countries. They were only grown in Zhuangzi this year. It's just for you to have a taste. If you like it, just let the kitchen cook it. Sulanfang was still young, so she nodded eagerly when she heard something delicious. In her opinion, the food at her cousin's house was even more delicious than the food at Sue's house. She would not have such a good opportunity when she went back in the future. All meals would be served in the kitchen. Although my aunts are not too harsh on it, it was already cold by the time it was cooked in such a big kitchen, so it would still taste good. This pickled vegetable is also more delicious than any pickled vegetable I have ever eaten before. Cousin, your family has so many delicious foods, Sulanfang admired with envy. Yes, and the meal is so sumptuous. Even if our marquis mansion is having a hard time nowadays, only the old lady's place has such good dishes. Sulangzan looked at the table, except for the few fresh things she had never seen before. There was plenty of chicken, duck, and fish, as well as popular vegetables. Only then did I realize that my cousin's house might not be as shabby as it seemed. The food here was no worse than those in the Ho and Sue's houses, and was even better. If not, can you live like this with just a few home collections? My favorite thing is these vegetables. Now in the winter months, there are fewer and fewer edible vegetables. They are more valuable than meat. That means I can eat them to my heart's content at my cousin's place, Sulanfang said, still wondering. She stopped to put vegetables in her mouth, but she wiped out most of the vegetables on the table. How much she loves to eat. Su Wenayu had stayed in the back house for so long in her previous life, so she naturally understood the sadness and suffering of being a concubine, and then encountered such a world. Although the Bayan Marquis mansion was high and powerful, in terms of wealth, it was not as wealthy as their second wife, who was a businessman. The food and supplies are not even as good as those of the Su family, and the treatment as a concubine is naturally not much better. However, Sulanfang's words made Su Wenayu think. There are fewer vegetables in winter, but there is still a way to think of it. By building a greenhouse, you can grow vegetables in it. Even in the middle of winter, you don't have to worry about running out of vegetables. Su Wenayu didn't feel that before, but now she is really grateful to concubine Li, who was forced to die by the court officials and died young. She has benefited a lot because of concubine Li. The greenhouse for growing vegetables was not originally set aside by concubine Li, but instead it made her. She benefited from this and had so many ideas. The man admired concubine Li, and the little girls in the family gossiped about the legendary concubine Li. She could almost recite the life of concubine Li. This is probably God's favor for her. In the past, concubine Li relied on this to have a smooth life. Now she can also rely on it to live a good life. Of course, she must be low-key and cautious, otherwise she will end up like concubine Li. Su Wenyu was thinking about something, so she didn't have the heart to chat and laugh with the two sisters Sulangzan and Sulanfang. If this matter was done well, she could save a lot of expenses. Moreover, at this age, these food and daily necessities are rarer than gold, silver and jade. She asked the servants to collect a lot of seeds. There were only extra ones. There was no other cost except the greenhouse and manpower. It was really a good idea. Sulangzan and Sulanfang were both well-behaved and sensible. They grew up in the marquee mansion. The best thing they could do was to read people's faces. Seeing that Su Wenyu was absent-minded, it was obvious that she had something to do. They were also very sensible and didn't disturb Su Wenyu anymore. The two sisters went to play by themselves. Madam Chen, please ask the guard to go to the farm and ask Zioxi to come back. I have something to ask her to do. Ask her to put down the things at hand and come back quickly. My business is more important, Su Wenyu ordered. Zioxi has become her steward outside. Most of the time, she is not serving at home, but busy with things outside. When Nanny Chen saw Su Wenyu's expression, she knew that the madam must have come up with some good idea, otherwise how could the Han family live such a comfortable and prosperous life? They had been worrying about the family's food and expenses for a long time, not only because of the madam's generous dowry, but also because the madam was good at managing it. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 234. After someone went to call Xiao 11 back, Su Wenyu went to the study and drew the structure of the greenhouse in her mind on the drawing. She also added and subtracted a lot of things that needed to be paid attention to, but she still felt dissatisfied. After all, he is not a real farmer. Even if he follows what others say, he cannot be so thorough. But fortunately, the general things have been mentioned, and the rest has to be figured out by the old farmers on the farm. Madam, madam, the young master and the young lady are both awake. I can't see the madam crying now. Su Wenyu was still holding a pen and wanted to add something, when the maid knocked on the door from outside and said hurriedly, Brother Seeing and the others are awake, I'll go over immediately, Su Wenyu said, casually folding and putting away some papers on the table, and walked quickly to the bedroom. The three children were very attached to her, and it was better to sleep at night. During the day, they would cry at the top of their lungs if they didn't see her. Brother Seeing, in particular, was even weirder. He obviously didn't like to talk to her, but he refused to talk to her. She left his side, otherwise she burst into tears. Su Wenyu always suspected that Brother Seeing was the same Brother Seeing in her previous life, but other than that, she didn't find anything that could be said about her, so she could only keep it in her heart. No matter what, Brother Seeing is her son. Su Wenyu returned to the room and hugged and coaxed the two younger ones first. Even though Brother Seeing was young, he really looked like the boss. He never hugged his younger brothers and sisters. He stopped crying when he saw his mother and just looked after himself. Start playing. After feeding the three little ancestors and putting them to sleep, Su Wenyu felt like she was sweating all over, but she was very happy. She could have left these things to the nanny, but she had always done it herself. As long as she could spare her time, she would definitely do it. Su Wenyu felt happy that she could do something for her children by herself. After experiencing what happened in her previous life, she felt that this was also a blessing. Xiao 11's speed was very fast. The person sent by Su Wenyu conveyed the message and came back immediately. Hearing that Su Wenyu was anxious, he even speeded up the horse racing. Miss, you are feeling better these days because no one informed her. Xiao 11 only found out about Su Wenyu's condition in the past few days. She wanted to come back then, but the work at hand was not finished yet, and Su Wenyu was already gone at that time. It was okay, so Xiao 11 couldn't hold it back anymore. At this time, she looked at Su Wenyu excitedly, with just enough tears in her eyes. She looked over Su Wenayu's whole body. Fortunately, the wife was still fine. Seeing Xiao 11 like this, Su Wenayu also sighed in her heart at this girl's loyalty. However, after not seeing each other for a few days, Xiao 11 became more and more calm as she practiced outside, and she seemed to be much more capable. She always had a sense of escape and enthusiasm about her body compared to before. Impatient. I'm fine, and the children are fine too. They're asleep right now. Come and take a look. Su Wenayu waved to Xiao 11 and said softly, fearing to wake up the three little ones who had just fallen asleep. Xiao 11 had been thinking about it for a long time. Hearing what Su Wenayu said, he didn't hesitate. He walked over and looked at the three little ones sleeping soundly on the crib. He couldn't restrain the joy in his heart. The three little ones were so cute. They couldn't be compared to those who were just born. He was wrinkled when he was young, but within a month, he had grown white and chubby. Especially since he inherited the advantages of Hanyu and Su Wenayu, he was particularly pleasing to people. Young master and young lady, you are so good looking, and you are so fond of looking at them. I think so too. The three little guys are really good. Su Wenayu was not modest in front of her own people, not to mention she really felt that way. After watching the three little guys with Xiao 11 for a while, Su Wenayu asked the nanny to come over and keep an eye on them, and she took Xiao 11 to the study to discuss business matters. Look at this. Su Wenayu handed some of the drawings he had drawn earlier to Xiao 11 and asked her to look at them. Is this? Madam, are you going to build a house? But with the drawing like this, it would be too simple if the house were to be built like this. And why do you need to dig a few trenches underground? Xiao 11 turned over the drawings while holding them. Looking at it, I can't see anything. I don't know what the madam is going to do. This is a greenhouse, used to grow vegetables in winter. You see, these ditches are used to increase the temperature of the greenhouse, so that the temperature in the greenhouse can be maintained and the things grown inside can grow well. We don't have to wait until winter to have vegetables to eat. Su Wenayu explained the drawings she drew and some specific matters to Xiao 11, and Xiao 11 understood it. This is a good idea. If you can really grow vegetables in winter, not only will they be used for home use, but you can also get a lot of money by selling them, and they can also be used to give gifts. It would be the best. Xiao 11 also felt that Su Wenayu it's a good idea, but I don't know if the greenhouse can really play this role, but since Madam said it, it must be feasible. It's already November now, and the Chinese New Year is coming in less than 2 months. We don't have much time, so I rushed to call you back, just to ask you to arrange someone to start this matter immediately. Su Wenayu, I want to cultivate a batch of vegetables before giving out New Year gifts, so that I can use them to give out New Year gifts. Xiao 11 calculated that time was not a problem. Vegetables grow very fast and can be harvested in just a few months. As long as she works hard, the time is enough. Moreover, the greenhouse does not have to be ready before planting. The seeds are first cultivated in a warm room, and when the seedlings are grown and the greenhouse is built, they can be transplanted there, which saves a lot of time. Xiao 11 was already thinking about what to do. She worked in the village a lot, her experience was not much worse than that of an old farmer, and her brain was flexible, so she came up with this idea. How about it, can you do this job? Madam, rest assured, I will definitely help you get things done and will not disappoint you, Xiaoxi said confidently. Madam was willing to give her the task because she trusted her. She would get things done even if she tried her best. Su Wenayu originally wanted to let Xiaoxi rest for a day or two. Xiaoxi had been helping her with things these days and was very tired. However, Xiaoxi remembered the greenhouse matter in her heart and just wanted to get things done as soon as possible. She ate something casually and hurried back to the farm. She was really working very hard. Su Wenayu originally wanted to take a look, but she couldn't get away from home. Not to mention anything else, the three little guys couldn't leave her, so she had to completely entrust the matter to Xioxi and the manager of the farm. When the greenhouse matter was done, she got rid of a worry. When Hanyu came back in the evening, Suwenyu wanted to tell Hanyu about this matter, but she saw that Hanyu seemed to be worried and didn't listen to her carefully at all. "Husband, what happened in the military camp?" Suwenyu asked worriedly. With Hanyu's ability, he would never have such an expression if the matter was not difficult. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 235. Hanyu sighed, but he didn't hide the bandit suppression from Suwenyu. He didn't hide his emotions, but he wanted to tell Suwenyu. It's better for him to tell her in person than to hear from others. He wanted to protect his wife under his wings before, but after these things, he knew that this idea would not work, at least with his wife's temperament. "I didn't expect those people to move so quickly. I still have some time to arrange it. Now I have to take a risky move." Hanyu was not afraid, but those people were so eager to get rid of him that he was not so happy. He was also worried about his wife at home. If something happened, how could he leave his wife and children to others to take care of them? This is how married people are. When faced with such things, they can't help but feel worried and can't let go completely. They are not as free and easy as before. Suwenyu's heart tightened. Although she knew that Hanyu had sat firmly on the position of prime minister in her previous life, this life was too different because of her rebirth. "But it will be dangerous. Do you want to ask my father for help?" Suwenyu didn't care so much. As long as Hanyu was safe, it was fine. She knew that the Su family actually had a group of people secretly. Only the head of the Su family knew about this. Even her mother didn't know. She also knew it accidentally in her previous life. She believed that with the degree of love her father and elder brother had for her, if it involved the safety of their son-in-law, they would not ignore it. "No need. Since you have entered the military camp, how can there be no danger? How can you go to your father-in-law for help for a small matter? You can't let people look down on our Han family. Besides, I am not completely unsure. I just want to make you worry." Hanyu has his own pride in his heart. He can get help from Yu's family for some things, but he insists on some things. If he wants to climb to a height that people look up to, he must rely on himself to fight for his life. He has made a decision long ago, but he feels a little guilty about his wife. Whether it is his wife or his career, he can't give up either. Suwenyu also saw Hanyu's determination, and understood the ambition and aspirations of this man, so she did not persuade him, but just held Hanyu's hand. "Since you have decided, then do it according to your idea. I believe that the child's father is the most capable person and will definitely succeed. The child and I will wait for you at home. For me and the child, you must come back safely." Suwenyu looked at Hanyu with a focused gaze, which was unprecedented trust and support. Since Hanyu was willing to tell her and share things with her without hiding anything, she could be Hanyu's strong backing, take care of this family for him, and wait for him to come back. "Wife, marrying you is the luckiest thing in my life," Hanyu said with feeling. His wife was stronger than he imagined. Not only did she not cry with him, but she was not as fragile and helpless as he worried. Instead, she supported him in her own way, so that he had no worries. "You just found out now?" Suwenyu rolled her eyes at Hanyu and asked, "When will you set out to suppress the bandits? Is there anything I can do?" "We'll set out the day after tomorrow. The banditry has become more rampant these days. It would be good to get rid of this scourge as soon as possible, and it would be a way to vent my anger for my brother-in-law and get revenge. As for you, all you can do is stay at home, take good care of yourself and the children, and wait for me to come back. Don't worry, I've been planning for so long, and I've known their actions in advance, so I've already taken the lead. Even if I'm not completely sure of this battle, I'm 70% to 80% sure. Just wait for me at home and don't worry too much. Hanyu didn't want his wife to worry too much after all. Before that time, no one knew who would win or lose. In fact, he was only half sure at most. After all, his foundation was shallow. Even now, he was still unable to do some things. Moreover, the incident happened a long time in advance, and many preparations were not in place. Su Wenyu was relieved when she heard that Hanyu was 70% to 80% sure. In her opinion, Hanyu would not do anything he was not sure of. Since he said so, he must be confident. However, she did not really listen to Hanyu and do nothing. She still had to help prepare. She just wanted Hanyu not to make her so hard, but she would not feel at ease if she really did nothing. Hanyu only had so many people. It was not so easy to capture the bandits' stronghold. It might take some time. Food was indispensable. Moreover, it was November and the weather was very cold, which added another layer of difficulty. She heard that the military camp had not issued food and wages for a month. Moreover, some people in the military camp deliberately targeted Hanyu. It was impossible to let Hanyu go to fight bandits without food and clothing. "Husband, will you come back before leaving?" Su Wenyu asked uncertainly. Sometimes Hanyu lived in the military camp when he really didn't have time. "I will come back tomorrow night, and I will come back early." Hanyu thought that Su Wenyu was worried and wanted to see him again before leaving, so he said that there was no need to train tomorrow anyway, just go there to arrange the departure the day after tomorrow. Although the bandits' mountain stronghold is not too far away, it will take less than a day to rush there. If it is arranged normally, it should be a surprise attack, take down the mountain stronghold in one fell swoop, and come back soon. But now there is a traitor in the military camp and the mountain stronghold has information, so this strategy is obviously not feasible, otherwise it will fall into the trap of the bandits, so Hanyu is mentally prepared that this battle will take some time, and everything must be prepared. Su Wenyu got Hanyu's affirmative answer and didn't ask any more questions. She was thinking about what to prepare tomorrow so as not to miss anything. Hanyu went out early the next morning, and Su Wenyu also gathered the servants in the house early in the morning, and each of them prepared according to her arrangement. There were 3 things to prepare: food, medicinal materials, and cotton-padded clothes and quilts. Fortunately, Su Wenyu had the experience of her previous life. All the money in the family was exchanged for food and goods, and the warehouse was full, so she was not panicked when preparing temporarily. The amount needed was not too large, and there was ready-made food at home, and the variety was complete, so she didn't even need to transport it to the farm. Considering the inconvenience of marching, the food prepared by Su Wenyu was cooked food, big cakes, pickles, and dried meat. In this weather, it is not easy to spoil. If you have time to heat it up, it will be more comfortable to eat. If you don't have time, you can eat it directly. Everyone also prepared a few big sweet potatoes and a pot of wine. If you are too cold in this weather, drink a sip and your whole body will be relieved. As for medicines, it was unrealistic to prepare them for everyone. Su Wenyu simply prepared some that might be needed for the march and put them in several packages, and asked Hanyu to distribute them. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 236. Cotton clothes are not as good as food. Although there is cotton in the warehouse, it takes a lot of time to make it. I only made about 30 sets of them quickly and slowly. It is easier to make quilts, but it does not require that much. The same preparation 30 beds should be enough, since the quilts can be shared anyway. When Hanyu came back the next day, he saw 2 carts full of things in the yard. Daughter-in-law, what are you doing? Where are you going as a gift? Are you sending it back to your hometown to give to your parents? It's not surprising that Han Yu thought so. Su Wenyu often went to the village to send things to his parents because of the bad world. He and his brother and sister-in-law, so when he saw the contents of these two cars, Han Yu subconsciously thought that they were sent back to the village, but they were too much. Nowadays, money is worthless and prices are very high. Just these two cars cost a lot of money. Daughter-in-law, I know that you are filial and respectful to your brother and sister-in-law, but there is no need to send so many things. The money I got back is small. These are your private houses, so you have to save them. Don't leave them all here. It's all spent, especially since this world is not easy. Besides, our family has been divided. There is a saying that the old Han family has no reason to support the daughter-in-law's dowry. Sir, I'm not. Su Wenyu was interrupted by Han Yu before she finished speaking. Han Yu felt that his wife was too virtuous, but he didn't want her to work so hard. During that time, she was still working hard with a big belly. I know it's not that you don't know how to run a family, you are just doing it for me and are willing to treat my parents and brothers and sisters well. Even if you save a little, you don't want to let your parents and brothers and sisters suffer from poverty. But I also feel sorry for your hard work, daughter-in-law. Work hard but let others enjoy the results. Although Han Yu misunderstood what she meant, Su Wenyu was still very happy to hear these words. It seemed that her efforts were not in vain. Between her family and her, Han Yu's heart undoubtedly tilted towards her, so she said it. These words. Sir, you misunderstood. These things are not to be sent back to my hometown. I just sent a lot of things to my parents, brother, and sister-in-law a few days ago. They should be able to be used until the Chinese New Year. Just give them as New Year gifts during the Chinese New Year. Yes. These are for you to bring tomorrow. Because they were all put away, Han Yu didn't open them to take a look. After hearing Su Wenyu's words, Han Yu went to look at the things in the car. He immediately understood Su Wenyu's intention. This moved and benefited him more than sending the things back to the village. The daughter-in-law can think of this, it shows how much she cares about his affairs, so she can think of these details, and such a big gesture is not something that can be taken out casually. From this, we can also see it turns out that his wife is a generous person, not like other women who care about small interests. Daughter-in-law, there are too many of these things. If you really want to help me, just give me half of it. Life is not easy now. There are 3 children to raise at home, and there are so many servants. We can't just give it all at once. He just emptied the family's wealth. Although Han Yu knew that Su Wenyu had collected a lot of food and medicinal materials, he thought it was limited. After all, Han Yu didn't have much involvement in the family's affairs, so he really didn't know. It's not that Han Yu didn't care, he was just busy with things in the camp, and he believed in Su Wenyu's intention. With a nanny by his side, he didn't have to worry about his inexperienced daughter-in-law making mistakes. An old nanny with many years of experience knew a lot of things. Especially matters in the inner house, I would always mention them. Don't worry, this little thing won't wipe out our family fortune. Your wife can do it. It's such a cold winter, and if we are short of food and clothing, we will already lose out to others. Su Wenyu was a little proud when she said this. She really didn't care about this little grain. Zhuangzi had a bumper harvest today and not even half of the grain was sold. It was all harvested in a hurry. There are also high-yielding crops like sweet potatoes, and Han Yu would never have thought that she would be so generous and sell everything in the family, including the money to support the family given to her by Han Yu, and even the jewelry at the bottom of the box, all of which were exchanged for money to buy medicinal materials and food. This kind of things that will be scarce and expensive in the future were bought through the channels of the Su family and saved a lot of money. Not only in Zhuangzi, Su Wenyu thought about the principle of the cunning rabbit's 3 burrows and also saved them in several other places. Phew. Han Yu raised his eyebrows when he heard Su Wenayu's loud tone. It seemed that his wife was more powerful and smarter than he thought. Perhaps it was due to that dream. Not only his wife, but also the Su family as far as he knew. I bought a lot of things, spending a lot of money, buying them all, and now I can benefit. Okay, I'll take these things to the military camp. Han Yu knew that Su Wenayu wasn't lying, so he didn't shirk it anymore. He really needed these things. With these, his chances of winning would be increased by 2 points. At least he wouldn't win. As for fighting the enemy on an hungry stomach, no matter how strong the fighting spirit is, the combat effectiveness will always be weakened in such a cold weather without enough food and clothing. As for whether it was Su Wenayu's dowry, Han Yu no longer dwelled on this issue. If he continued to dwell on this issue, he would be betraying his wife's hard work. I have prepared some dry food and the like. Has anyone prepared a pot of wine to ward off the cold? However, I have only prepared some medicinal materials for you to use when necessary. After all, medicinal materials are not as good as food. It needs to be used at any time, and there really aren't that many to share with everyone. It's up to you to decide. There are also clothes and quilts, so many quilts should be enough. As for the clothes, because last night I just realized that I can only get out this much, and you can give it to those who need it more. Su Wenayu told Han Yu what he had prepared, so that he would know what he had prepared. As for Han Yu's, Su Wenayu naturally would not forget, and prepared another one. The outer coat was made of mink, which was very warm, and there was also a small package. Su Wenayu handed it to Han Yu more solemnly. Husband, there are also pills and powders in it. The quantity is not large, but it is different from the other ones. These medicinal materials are very precious and have very good effects. It is said that they are prepared according to the prescriptions passed down by our ancestors. If it were not for the relationship with my grandfather's family, I would not be able to get them. They are kept for you to save your life. Don't take them out easily, and don't give them to others unless necessary. Su Wenayu said solemnly. In fact, they are not so precious. 2 of them were prepared by her own people. The effect is indeed good. It is not available at this time. It is a prescription she got in her previous life, but it is in the name of her grandfather. Su Wenayu knew that Han Yu was a loyal person and was never stingy with his subordinates. She was afraid that he would spend all the things she prepared in a few lavish ways, and she would end up with nothing, so she had to remind him like this. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 237. I understand, don't worry, wife, I'm keeping all these medicines and won't use them until critical times. Compared to Su Wenayu, Han Yu understands the preciousness of these medicinal materials better. Now even ordinary medicinal materials are sold. The price is unimaginable, let alone something so expensive. It's not unnecessary, otherwise why would I bother to get these? I just want you to keep them for yourself. Don't be stupid and leave everything to others. Even if you are loyal and value your good brothers who live and die together, you still have to thinking that your wife specially reserved these for you. Are you willing to give your wife's heart to others? Su Wenayu didn't know about Han Yu's problem until he defeated Han Yu and entered the army camp. Although it wasn't really a problem, he looked like a man with a dark belly and a shrewd mind. There was no need to worry about him suffering a loss when he met his opponents. At that time, he was facing the brothers who were loyal to him. Or my subordinates are good at showing their heart and lungs. My daughter-in-law's feelings cannot be given to others. Don't worry, I will keep them well, Han Yu immediately promised, and he also knew why his wife said this. Sometimes it is not just to buy favors, but also to enter. Only those who have been in the military camp can experience the comradeship of living and dying together. In the face of life and death, everything else is nothing. It's good to know. Su Wenayu nodded with satisfaction. She believed Han Yu's words. Although Han Yu sometimes spent a lot of money out of loyalty, at that time, he would never give to others what she personally handled. Because he would set out to suppress the bandits tomorrow, Han Yu did not stay at home that night and took the things prepared by Su Wenyu back to the military camp. "Boss, what are these two big carts of stuff?" many people asked immediately when they saw Han Yu bringing such two big carts of stuff. However, even though they asked, their eyes just shone, obviously knowing that there was something good. "Thing. Your sister-in-law prepared it? Your sister-in-law knows that the camp has not received food and salary for a month. Especially in such a cold weather, we have to go to suppress bandits. We are afraid that everyone will be cold and hungry, so she specially prepared these things and asked me to bring them. If you come here, you will suffer a lot less." Han Yu said without hesitation that Su Wenyu had prepared these things. He did not take the credit for himself, but gave Su Wenyu a good reputation in the military camp. Not only his brothers, but also the military camp in Xinyi knew that Han Yu had married a virtuous wife and used her dowry in exchange for food to support the brothers in the camp. "Sister-in-law is so nice. Boss, why are you so lucky to marry such a virtuous wife? You all don't know my wife, so she's a stingy one. She finally went back and gave me 2 multi-grain steamed buns. 2 bowls of porridge were not as good as the food in the camp, and the remaining money was used to buy cloth for myself to make beautiful clothes. I told her a few words, but she blamed me for being incompetent and almost kicked me out of the house without even knowing the door. He was not allowed to come in. He spent the whole night in the kitchen, and finally looked forward to going home. He was not even allowed to get on the bed." "What are you talking about? This man is incomparable," he said. Obviously he was complaining, but his tone was such that it made people want to laugh, but they also sympathized with him for marrying such a wife. I said, "Why are you so incompetent? You can't even deal with a bitch. You deserve to sleep in the kitchen." After saying this, there was another burst of laughter. He was obviously about to fight the bandits, but now he was a little bit quieter. There was no tension. After Su Wenyu sent Han Yu away, she was always a little uneasy. Even the children's matters were not that important. She was waiting for the news from Han Yu. Although she knew it would not be possible so soon, she was still anxious and prayed. As long as Han Yu can come back safely, don't let Han Yu's life trajectory change because of her rebirth. Han Yu's mission to suppress the bandits was not hidden. Everyone in the Han family knew about it, as did Su Langzhen and Su Lanfang. Seeing Su Wenyu's worried look, they all came over to persuade him. "Cousin, don't worry. My brother-in-law will definitely come back safely. They are just some unworthy bandits. With my brother-in-law's ability, he can easily put away those bandits." Su Langzhen. "No, I just packed up those bandits to vent my anger on my cousin," Su Lanfang agreed. After saying that, he felt something was wrong. If the bandits were not good, how could they hurt his cousin? However, it was also an accident at the time, Su Lanfang quickly explained. "My cousin was injured not because the bandits were powerful, but because Pei Yuhan, the brainless one who only cried and cried, was held back. My cousin was distracted by her and didn't notice for a while, so he was injured. So, cousin, don't worry, my brother-in-law will definitely do it. It's okay, and we can catch those evil-doing bandits." Su Wenyu knew that the two cousins had good intentions, but they didn't know the specific situation and the inside story, so they thought so easily. If it was just a simple banditry, she wouldn't worry. Han Yu's skills and strategies were enough to deal with some unfavorable bandits. It's not a problem, but those bandits are colluding with people from the military camp government, and they are all ruthless and vicious, and they will take people's lives at every turn. How can they be easy to get along with? But Su Wenyu can't explain these to the two cousins. "Don't worry, I'm fine. It's just that this is the first time your brother-in-law has been responsible for such a big thing. It's inevitable that you are a little worried about your brother-in-law. It's not a big deal. You can go and have fun on your own. You don't have to accompany me. If nothing happens, just help me take care of it. You nephews and nieces have helped me, Su Wenyu said with a forced smile. Seeing this, Sulangzan and Sulanfang didn't stay much longer. They went to the three little guys' rooms hand in hand and really took care of the little guys for Su Wenyu. When Su Wenyu found out, she felt even more happy about the two cousins. Madam, someone from the Li mansion sent an invitation, saying that you are invited to attend Madam Li's birthday party tomorrow. Madam Li knew that Su Wenyu was worried about Han Yu's safety, and she didn't want to bother Su Wenyu with these things, but this kind of thing was beyond the control of servants like them, so she had to bring the invitation to report. Birthday party? Or tomorrow? Su Wenyu frowned, and felt something was wrong when she heard what Madam Li said. She took the invitation and saw that it was indeed tomorrow's date. Madam Li's invitation was too insincere. Generally, when inviting people to a banquet, people would be asked to prepare 2 or 3 days in advance, especially for a birthday banquet. Since it is going to be held, it must have been arranged long ago. Why did she send the invitation only now? The time is so urgent, and Lord Li and Han Yu have always had a grudge. Sending the invitation at this time would make people feel that the Li family has bad intentions. However, it would not be good not to go, especially during these critical days. Su Wenyu also wanted to go and find out if there was any news. It would be better than sitting at home and waiting. If there is anything, she can help Han Yu in time. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, Tianni. Chapter 238. Madam, if you don't want to go, Mr. Li and our family are not at odds with each other. The two families have never been in contact before. At this time, they sent an invitation when you are not at home. I'm afraid they don't have any good intentions, Aunt Li said worriedly that she didn't know much about Han Yu going to suppress the bandits, but she also knew some inside information, so she was even more concerned about the Li family, fearing that the Li family would be unfavorable to Su Wenyu. It was at this time that they sent an invitation and I decided to go. Otherwise, I would have lost the battle. Besides, I also wanted to see what they wanted to do. Maybe I thought I was easy to bully after my husband went out. Su Wenyu did not listen to Nanny Li's opinion. She knew that Nanny Li was worried that the Li family would be unfavorable to her. However, in broad daylight and in front of so many people, the Li family did not dare to do anything to her. At most she was really not afraid of verbally attacking her. Moreover, when the Li family hosted a banquet, almost all the official ladies here would go there. She not only wanted to hear if there was any news, but also to show her attitude. Even though Su Wenyu didn't go out much these days, she knew that these people were talking behind their backs. Especially the matter of Han Yu going to suppress the bandits was a hot potato, so no one was willing to take over. If Han Yu hadn't suppressed the bandits, it was a frivolous matter for Han Yu to be dismissed from office. If he really went to suppress the bandits, those bandits were so fierce and had internal agents. It was very likely that they would never come back. It would be difficult to advance or retreat. I'm afraid many people would laugh at their family's jokes. Woolen cloth. It's not that Su Wenyu is motivated and has to save face, but if you are too weak and give in on some things, people will think you can be bullied. Since Han Yu has embarked on this path, there will inevitably be times like this in the future. She can defend the rear if he can live and protect himself and his children. Han Yu can work hard without any worries. Madam, Your Excellency has gone out to suppress bandits. If something happens to you, what will happen to the children? If for no other reason, just for the sake of the children, Madam, please bear with me for the time being, Aunt Li obviously said. Mother Li, I didn't go to the banquet just to be angry. This is not something that can be solved by giving in. Even if I give in this time, they will still come to bully me later. There is no way to retreat at that time. On the contrary, because we showed our cowardice first and were at a disadvantage, those people will only push forward. Aunt Lee felt a little ashamed after hearing Su Wenayu's words. After all, she was thinking too narrowly. She only thought about how to protect herself and failed. She was not as far-sighted as Madame and could see things thoroughly. Although she was worried, but it's hard to stop Madame from attending the banquet. "Madame, why don't you bring Miss Lan Xian and Miss Lan Fang with you?" Although Miss Lan Xian and Miss Lan Fang are just concubines of the Ho mansion, just the word house mansion can scare many people. Let them know that Madame has no other support except adults, so they will naturally not dare to be presumptuous. Mama Lee was really worried and just wanted to give Su Wenayu more help. Su Wenayu still rejected Nanny Lee's proposal. After all, Nanny Lee came from the Su family, and sometimes she had a different starting point. "No, let's go alone. Since I married into the Han family and became the wife of the Han family, I have to act from the perspective of the Han family. I can't always rely on my parents' family to solve things. Unless there is really no other way, I hope you will also keep this in mind. As for Lan Xian and Lan Fang, I asked them to help me take care of the children at home. Although they are still young, they are still masters. They are from the Marquis family, and their upbringing is different from that of ordinary ladies from the family. I can handle everything. The identities of Lan Xian and Lan Fang are not completely useless. Su Wenayu's worry is different from that of Granny Li. She is not afraid that those people will make things difficult for her in the Li family, but that they are afraid that they will take advantage of her absence to attack the three children. Human insidiousness, since Han Yu can be framed like this, such a thing is not impossible. Lan Xian and Lan Fang grew up in a big house. The tricks in the back house were nothing to them. With them taking care of their three children at home, she could rest assured. If nothing else worked, they could still do it. Protect the three children and go to Su's house. Aunt Lee heard the meaning of beating from Su Wenayu's words, and she felt a little alarmed. She was sent here by the Su family and was already a member of the Han family, but sometimes she still regarded herself as a servant of the Su family. It is indeed inappropriate to consider things from the Su family's perspective. After all, after staying in the Su family for so many years, it was difficult to adapt. If not for the Madame's suggestion, she would not have been able to wake up, and she should completely change this problem. Su Wenayu was satisfied when she saw Grandma Lee's taut expression. Smart people are smart people. They don't need to explain things too clearly, just explain it in a few words. "Thank you, Madam, for your advice. I have been taking care of you these days. I will definitely remember Madam's teachings and put the Han family first in everything. I will never dare to do the same thing again. It's good that you understand. I don't mean to criticize you harshly. After all, the Su family is also my natal family. It's the place where I was raised since I was a child. How could I not care about it? But there are some things you must know how to measure. Aunt Lee, he is an old man and has experienced a lot. Now that he understands this, he will definitely do well." Su Wenayu went out the next day, took care of the children first, and warned sisters Sulangzan and Sulanfang before leaving. "Don't worry, cousin, we will definitely take good care of the three little guys. You have to be careful too. Not many of those ladies are easy to worry about." "I know, don't worry. As long as you help me take good care of the three little guys, my worries will be solved." Because the situation was different, she couldn't make any mistakes at this time, so as not to give someone a handle to threaten Han Yu. For safety reasons, Su Wenayu sent someone to call Zioxi back from the farm yesterday, and brought 2 guards with her. Most of them stayed at home to protect her cousin and 2 children. Just as she was about to go out, she saw Su Henji and Feng Ruolin coming over. Su Wenayu was delighted. This was really a pillow for her when she was sleepy. Brother and sister-in-law, why are you here? Of course we are here for you. We just found out last night that the Lee family wanted to invite you to a banquet. We were afraid that something might go wrong, so we rushed to you before dawn. After rushing all the way, we finally caught up with you. Let your brother escort you to the Lee family. I will take care of your two cousins and the children at home, so there won't be any omissions. My maid will go with you. Before Suhenji could speak, Fenruolin explained everything in a string of words. She originally wanted to go to the banquet with Suwenyu herself. After all, it was not easy for Suhenji, a grown man, to enter the inner house. However, she thought it would not be good for her to go with him, so she asked the maid to follow Suwenyu to protect her safety. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 239. The Feng family is a martial arts family. Not only Fenruolin is good at martial arts, but the eldest maid next to her also grew up practicing martial arts. Compared with Xiao 11's Kung Fu, she is only better than Xiao 11, so protecting Suwenyu is not a problem. I won't say any polite words to my eldest brother and sister-in-law. I'll leave everything to my eldest sister-in-law in the family. Those people have dark hearts and may attack their children. My eldest sister-in-law needs to be more careful. Suwenyu was afraid that Fenruolin didn't know the situation, so she specifically warned her. Aside. I got it, you can go with ease, your sister-in-law, I can certainly handle it. Fenruolin responded clearly, without the slightest fear. Who is she, Fenruolin? With her elder brother and sister-in-law here, Suwenyu felt much more at ease, and was escorted to the Lee family by Suhenji. But now that the eldest brother and sister-in-law are here, the Su family must know about Hanyu's mission to suppress bandits. After Suwenyu asked about it, she found out that Hanyu sent someone to deliver a message to the Su family before setting off, asking the Su family to treat their mother and son during this period. Take more care of her. Hanyu himself didn't want to rely on the Su family, but he was worried about her safety. Not long after, they arrived at the door of the Lee mansion. Only the female family members were invited today. It was not easy for Suhenji to go in, so he waited nearby. Suwenyu took Xiao 11 and Fenruolin's maid Qing in. Xiao 11 handed the invitation to the servants of the Lee family. The servants of the Lee family, who were originally quite attentive, became lukewarm after seeing the invitation. They did not stop Suwenyu from entering, but they did not arrange for any servants to lead the way. Completely ignoring the existence of Suwenyu. Suwenyu had long expected that the situation when she came to the Lee family would not be good, but she always had to take care of her face. She didn't expect that the Lee family would be so rude. Suwenyu had no expression on her face, but Xiao 11 was very angry. With Suwenyu's permission, Xiao 11 he scolded him unceremoniously. Madam, this servant of the Lee family is too disrespectful to me. He has no rules at all, and he is so neglectful of the guests. I don't know if the wife of the head of the Lee family is too incompetent, or if these servants are acting against the will, Xiao 11 said. When he said it, his tone was raised a bit, and everyone around him looked over, but Xiao 11 didn't feel uncomfortable at all. Although it is not easy to deal with things in other people's houses, this is indeed a bit outrageous. I will ask Mrs. Lee later, if the servants are not allowed to use sails, wouldn't it be a joke to be like this now? It doesn't matter if you neglect me. If you neglect others, they won't say it's the servants' fault, they will only say that the Lee family's tutoring is not good, Suwenyu said, as if she was really worried about the Lee family. Those who knew the inside story knew that the Lee family did this on purpose, and those who did not know had the same idea. Originally, servants were to be controlled by their masters. If the servants did not do well, it does not mean that the master was incompetent. Mrs. Han is right. The servants of the Lee mansion are so careless. It's really time to remind Mrs. Lee that her reputation should not be ruined because of a few lazy servants. Su Wenyu heard this and looked over, and saw the relatively unfamiliar face, nodded and smiled. The servants of the Lee family acted like this after being ordered by their master. Now that Su Wenyu said this, if they really made a scene in front of everyone, the master would not admit that it was his fault, but would only blame their servants. So he immediately arranged for someone to lead Su Wenyu. Mrs. Han, I'm sorry. It's just because there are so many people on Madam's birthday today, so the manpower in the mansion can't be allocated right now, so I neglected Madam. Please forgive me. When Su Wenyu's words aroused discussion, there were already servants there. I notified the housekeeper, who was also smart and came over immediately to accuse Su Wenyu. Su Wenyu nodded, since I am too busy, it is understandable. After all, life in this world is becoming more and more difficult, and the Lee family is not a well-established family. It is normal for such a situation to happen. Just lead the way. I think everyone will understand the situation in your house. It's not easy for anyone these days. Su Wenyu said understandingly. The housekeeper felt very aggrieved when he heard this, but he couldn't talk back to the guests, otherwise he would say unpleasant things again. What does it mean to not be a well-educated person? It's not easy for anyone these days. This is not a roundabout irony. The Lee family is just a small, down-and-out family that cannot withstand trouble. Most of the people who can come in and out here are sensible people. How can you not understand the meaning of Su Wenyu's words? Thinking that Mrs. Han looks gentle, but she is not easy to bully. With this sentence, Lee Mansion, the people who heard this were so heartbroken. It seems that they should not provoke Mrs. Han easily in the future, otherwise they would be ridiculed and shunned by others. Someone had already reported the situation outside to Mrs. Li. Mrs. Lee looked very unhappy after hearing this. She did not expect that Sushi was so difficult to deal with. Her original intention was to vent Mrs. Wang's anger and severely frustrate Sushi. Otherwise, she would not have added the Su family to the guest list temporarily, just to let Mrs. Wang see her sincerity, and take the opportunity to go to the Tongxian mansion through Mrs. Wang to pave the way for her husband. As the saying goes, the more connections you have, the easier it will be to travel. Although the Lee family is somewhat related to Mr. Lee from Beihu, it is not that solid. Otherwise, her husband-in-law would not still be a 7th grade Kong, as new as Han Yu. The rising junior Qiping, it doesn't matter if they have a big background, they can't afford to offend her, but even if she comes from a poor family, Su is just a merchant's daughter, not to mention that her husband is not feeling well, she just wants to come. Not very enjoyable either. As for the relationship between the Su family and the Marquis mansion, Madame Sun and her daughter both held on to the secret tightly and did not speak out. After all, it was their shame, and no one wanted to mention it. Moreover, if everyone knew about the relationship between the Su family and the Marquis mansion, they would be afraid to take action, which was not what they wanted to see. What consequences these people would have in dealing with Han Yu and Su Wenyu, or whether the Su family would retaliate and use the relationship with the Marquis mansion, had nothing to do with them. Su Wenyu followed the servants of the Lee mansion to the inner courtyard and saw many ladies sitting there. When they saw Su Wenyu coming, some of them thought that Su Wenyu was a lady of the upper title and would greet her warmly. Several people who had a good relationship with Madame Lee were sitting there and had no intention of paying attention to Su Wenyu at all. They all knew that Han Yu was sent to suppress bandits, and whether he came back or not, he would not have a good ending. Why bother to make friends with him? Moreover, Madame Lee was obviously deliberately targeting Madame Han today. They were all good friends with Madame Lee, and their position should have been on Madame Lee's side. Naturally, they could not show any intention of being on good terms with Madame Han. Madame Li had already noticed Su Wenyu coming over, but she pretended not to know and chatted with the ladies around her, intending to leave Su Wenyu alone and let her feel the cold shoulder. As the object of flattery, Madame Wang was naturally invited by Madame Li to come over early. Seeing Su Wenyu's embarrassing situation, she felt so happy in her heart, and a sarcastic and contemptuous smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. Rebirth of a Farming Wife. Author, TNNI. Chapter 240. Su Wenyu was mentally prepared, and she was not angry at being left aside by MRSLI. However, she, Su Wenyu, was not someone who followed other people's routines, and she did not come here today just to be teased and trampled by MRS Li. I just saw that the servants of the Li mansion were so unruly. I thought it was the servants' problem. At most, they just didn't discipline them well. But now it seems that this is not the case. I have seen the hospitality of the Li mansion. Since Li Madam doesn't welcome me, and I, Su Wenyu, don't have to lick my face and come to the door. It wasn't Madame Li who sent the invitation, and I had no intention of coming today. Zioxy, let's go back. Su Wenyu said and turned around to leave. She had to come today. The main reason was to let people see her attitude clearly and understand that she, Su Wenyu, was not a weakling. Now that she had achieved her goal, she was not welcome, so there was no need to stay here. MRS Li's face stiffened slightly. She didn't expect Su Wenyu to be so stubborn. She didn't believe that the Su family didn't know that Hanyu was sent to suppress bandits. If you want to be trampled under your feet, if you are strong now, life will be more difficult in the future. I don't know what Su is insisting on. However, in front of so many people, MRS Li couldn't let Su Wenyu leave just like that even if she knew it in her heart. Firstly, the purpose of attacking Su Wenyu for fawning over MRS Wang had not been achieved. And then if she really let Su Wenyu leave like this, wouldn't it be a recognition of the Li family? MRS Li will not tolerate bad rules and neglect of guests. If this reputation spreads, not to mention that the husband will blame her for being in charge of the house, the old lady will also find fault with her. How can it be so easy to be a housewife? Of MRS Han stayed. I was too happy talking and didn't see MRS Han coming. Why did MRS Han get angry? She is really angry, MRS Li said and came to Su Wenyu. Although she wanted to in order to retain Su Wenyu, her words still didn't sound very good. Both inside and outside of her words were Su Wenyu's fault. MRS Li's words are really interesting. It means that I should stand there and wait. When MRS Li finds out that you have a guest like me, you shouldn't complain even if you wait for a long time. This is called not being angry. It's also my fault for being ignorant. I didn't know there was such a reason. No matter where I went as a guest in the past, even if my family was not very high, I had never encountered such a thing. I hope MRS Li can forgive me for being a little angry. After all, it's the first time I've encountered something like this. Su Wenyu was not angry after hearing what Li said, and said with a half smile. MRS Li couldn't even hide the embarrassment on her face. There were also people who came in with Su Wenyu. The previous scene plus now, thinking MRS Su's ability to squeeze people is really great. MRS Li is usually very smart in speaking, but MRS Su can actually squeeze MRS Li into silence. Although Li Bonian and Hanyu had a history of feuding, this was the first time MRS Li had a confrontation with Su Wenyu. After all these visits, she still couldn't tell that Su Wenyu was a powerful person who was soft on the outside but strong on the inside. Not only did she not take any advantage in her words, but she also let the Su family run away. Over and over again, knowing that she could not gain any advantage in words for the time being, MRS Li was also aware of current affairs and did not provoke Su Wenyu with words. Yes, it's me who neglected MRS Han. Don't be angry, MRS Han. Come and sit down. Today is my birthday. If it's for nothing else, Mrs. Han, can you give me some face? Mrs. Lee knew what was going on in her words. I can't tell Su Wenyu, so I can only show weakness and let him stay first. When Su Wenyu heard what Mrs. Lee said, she had a high opinion of Mrs. Li. If she mentioned leaving at this time, she would be too careless and ignorant. After all, Mrs. Lee had already admitted her mistake and surrendered. Well, since Mrs. Lee has said so, how can I be so serious and like to hold on to someone, Su Wenyu said with a smile. Although she didn't want to stay in her heart, she still had to work hard to save face. Follow Mrs. Lee walked to the seat and sat down directly above Mrs. Wang without waiting for Mrs. Lee to speak. Mrs. Lee's face stiffened again, but Su Wenyu had already sat down, and the position was correct, so she didn't dare to speak again. Originally, she wanted to arrange for Su Wenyu to sit under Mrs. Wang. After all, her purpose today was in order to curry favor with Mrs. Wang. The others naturally arranged their seats according to their status, but Mrs. Wang and the Su family were different. When Su Wenyu sat down, Mrs. Wang's expression froze and she looked at Mrs. Lee with a hint of displeasure. Su Wenyu naturally saw Mrs. Wang's reaction, blinked, and said hello to Mrs. Wang with some bad intentions, which made Mrs. Wang very angry. Mrs. Wang sat under Su Wenyu and felt very unhappy. Why should such a humble woman have such a low power over her? However, thinking of her father and husband's plan, she felt much better and calmed down. Su Wenyu was also proud of it. Soon, when something happens to Hanyu, Su Wenyu will become a widow. She will be very pitiful with several children. Look how proud she is. The food prepared by the Lee family today is quite good. It is rare to prepare not only chicken, duck, fish, but also several kinds of vegetables and fruits in such a winter. After all, the world is different. Although Su Wenyu is not very rare, she still eats delicious food for free. She just spent so much brainpower and saliva dealing with the people of the Lee family. She should add that she enjoys it without any courtesy at all, but even though she eats it quickly, but the movements are very graceful. Madame Wang looked down upon Su Wenyu and couldn't help but said, Madame Han, you came here without breakfast this morning. You look so hungry. No wonder. The military camp has no food and salary this month. Life is a bit difficult. Su Wenyu rolled her eyes in displeasure and expressed her contempt directly without avoiding Sun. Madame Wang is too idle. She still cares whether others have breakfast or not. It's not your responsibility to worry about whether my family is having a hard time. Besides, doesn't Madame Wang understand some things? I will never fall to the point of having no food to eat. You are lying with your eyes open. Is it fun? Madame Wang was choked by Su Wenyu and couldn't speak. The meaning of Su Wenyu's words, whether explicitly or implicitly, was not referring to the incident that happened in the Su mansion last time. How could she forget such a shameful thing? She deliberately poked her in the heart. But she couldn't say anything to refute it, otherwise she would lose all her face if Su Wenyu told her what happened that time. Whose daughter-in-law is this? She's so arrogant. The voice was full of energy. Su Wenyu saw that Madame Wang had stopped making trouble and thought that she could have some peace for a while. Unexpectedly, not long after the voice fell, someone else interrupted and looked at the source of the voice.